There's a lot of problems with the politics in Minnesota. I think Florida's got great politics. DeSantis is a very no-nonsense guy. I don't think it was just him. When I first heard about it like a year ago, I was like, hey, I just figured it was like some sort of a marketing thing, like something people just say to
get re-election thing.
Yeah, I was just saying that to get attention. It's for real. Like, they're actually voting on it now. A lot of politicians are very serious about getting this done. There's different versions of it, of how to do it.
What the hell's going on with taxes in Florida? How are they going to make their money?
We're not too worried about that.
All right, welcome back to the James and Jaden podcast, where we talk about real estate and whatever else comes up. Today, I'll be honest with you, I got one question to ask Jaden, and I think we're going to talk about whatever else comes up. So that's kind of where we're at today. Jaden obviously is in studio. Welcome, Jaden.
Glad to be here.
I didn't ask you that. If you're
Okay,
glad to be here or
well,
not. But you are.
I had to
so-
wear pants because it's kind of cold out.
I know. I'm glad you wore pants finally. It's very awkward when you.
Well, we have this fabric over the table, so you'd never know.
Yes, right. Yes, Jaden did show up to Minnesota wearing shorts and did not bring any pants. He does keep a pair of shoes at my house, so I think he forgot about that. And then all of a sudden I reminded him.
I
He's
did
like,
forget.
oh, cool. So those shoes have to stay at my house.
Yeah. I was going to wear the flip-flops in the snow today, but
He was going to try.
probably better.
He was going to try only because he doesn't want to be wrong. He's like, I'm fine, James. I'm fine.
Better to wear the sneakers.
I swear. So, yeah, see, here, there we go. We're talking about absolutely nothing on our real estate podcast. That we talk about real estate and whatever else comes up. Today, I really have one question. I just saw something, and I'm like, Jaden's got to be super happy about this. What the hell's going on with taxes in Florida? I hear they're. How are they going to make their money?
We're not too worried about that.
Apparently
I'm not. They'll figure that part out, I think.
So hold on. Let me restate. No property tax.
Property taxes are going to go.
Okay, you don't pay employment tax, right? All right.
We already don't pay income tax.
Income tax.
There's no income tax in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, where's your money coming from?
Disney World.
Apparently.
I got to say, I love Governor DeSantis. That guy is awesome.
Hashtags governors.
Hashtag DeSantis, I love you. We didn't move to Florida for the politics, but I've been very happy with the politics since we've been there.
Well, look where you came from.
Yeah, came from Minnesota,
Sorry.
obviously. And
you could have gone to any other state right now. Our state.
I had no idea.
4 or 5 years.
I had no idea.
Has been under. Sorry, I'm getting off topic here a little bit, but I love my state. But there's been a lot of crap.
There's a lot of problems with the politics in Minnesota. We don't need to talk about that too much, but
obviously, yeah.
I think Florida's got great politics. DeSantis is a very no-nonsense guy, and I don't think it was just him, but he kind of spearheaded this idea of getting rid of property taxes in Florida. When I first heard about it like a year ago, I was like, hey, I just figured it was like some sort of a marketing thing, like something people just say to get
re-election thing, maybe.
Yeah, I was like, they're just saying that to get attention, but like it's for real. Like they're actually voting on it now, and it's a lot of politicians are very serious about getting this done. So now they're just talking about like there's different versions of it of how to do it. Like there's a 10-year phase out, there's an instant phase out, there's another bill that says we're going to get rid of all property taxes to zero. Then there's some also versions like only for homesteaded properties versus if you own a rental property, should you have property taxes or not? So there's a lot of these different like nuances of who's not paying property taxes and who is. And then the other one was, do you get rid of all the property tax in the house, or do you just get rid of everything except for the school portion and leave the school portion there? Because some people are saying, well, the schools are going to need those taxes, so we don't want to get rid of that.
Okay, I'm going to ask it one more time, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Google. Where the hell is that money? How are you displacing that money that you're getting?
That's the other stuff they're talking about is how to come up with the money. So they have to pair the two, right? Because the money has to come from somewhere. So they're talking about raising the sales tax by a point or two. So the sales tax would go from like 7 to 8%.
So it's more of a user tax.
Yeah. So if you buy stuff, you'll pay an extra percent. If the thought was like, well, all these tourists that come down to Florida that spend money, they'll just pay an extra percent, and the people that live there would too, obviously. But I'm like, if you could replace property taxes with 1% increase in sales tax, let's do that. Like I think everyone's on board with that. Like, let's do that.
Right. I don't know the numbers. I'm sure we could.
I don't know the numbers either. But when I first heard about it, I'm like, there's no way they could possibly do this. Like there wouldn't be enough money. But it seems like they're going to figure some version of it will get figured out. It seems. And there's a lot of support for it in the state and in the government. So
okay, I have to just ask. I'm going to ask. Where is the property tax money coming from if we get rid of property tax in Florida. Let's see what they say, if I said that correct. Hold on here. I think I got
Well,
some.
she's got the options.
Expanding what's taxed, moving more funding to the state, or cutting local government spending.
The main proposal I've heard is increasing sales tax. That's what I've heard.
Loss of revenue potential solution includes increasing the statewide sales tax.
Well, the other one was, so that's one of them. Another one is they want to put on a property transfer fee that's pretty substantial. So like when you sell your property, there's like a recapture essentially of like a pretty large, like 5% of the sales price or something like that, which really doesn't make any sense. So you just didn't pay property taxes for 10 years, and when you sold your property, they just collected all the property taxes when you sold it. So it really didn't get rid of property taxes.
No, you're just
You're just changing what it's
you're
called.
kicking the can down the.
So I don't think people like that concept. They really didn't. So most people that are pushing for this are pushing for a complete elimination of property taxes to zero, and not to be replaced with something like a transfer tax, because that just doesn't really like they just want no property taxes. And the reason for this is it's kind of a freedom thing, because if you have property tax, who really owns your property?
Right.
The county does. You don't own it. Because how do you own your property if you have to pay? If you stop paying the county, they're going to take your property. So you really don't own it. That's really the crux of what the problem is. And in Florida, people want to own their property and not pay taxes on it. And I agree with that. So I hope they get it done. I think they're going to get some version of it done. I hope it's the full elimination. I'm not sure if they'll get
I
the
just
full
wish I
thing done.
knew what the numbers were. Is that much sales tax and jumping up a penny? You would think other states would do the same thing if it made sense.
I think because of the tourism industry in Florida being so large,
So that's why it makes
they can
sense
generate
there.
a lot of money off of it. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers either. I'm sure that they're digging into that, whether it would work or not. The other thing that's driving this is that in Florida, property values doubled and tripled in a couple of years over COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened was these county taxes doubled and tripled in like a year or two. So if you were paying $5,000, now you're paying $12,000, and like you're in the same house in the same county with the same schools that you had 3 years ago, but your taxes are almost 3 times as high. Where's that money going? And that's the crux of this is like, what is the money being used for? It didn't just get 3 times more expensive to run these counties,
Well, right, but that tells me they should have a surplus then.
or they're just wasting the money, which is more likely the case.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's at the state government level. They're like, it's wasteful spending. They're just wasting money. Why should your taxes triple just because your value of your house tripled? It didn't cost more to run the county. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, obviously you have inflation and
But it wasn't.
but it wasn't
triple.
that. Yeah, you're right.
You're talking 10% or 15%, not 300%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if it happens in Florida, I think it will happen. I think you'll start seeing other states do it too. It makes a ton of sense. At least the red states will do it. Like Texas will probably do it. So it's pretty exciting. But I think that if this happens in some version, like the property values are like slowly declining in Florida because they went so high during COVID. If they actually get rid of property taxes, I think it would probably stop the property price declines, because now you have like some of the houses in our area, like $10,000 a year in property taxes, that just goes away. That property is now worth more money because it's costing you less to own it, and now you actually truly own it too. You're not paying taxes to own it.
God, there's so many things there.
So it could really affect the values of properties. I think I don't know that they would shoot up a lot.
I didn't
but
even think of that.
it's a big deal. I mean, some of these higher value houses, the taxes are very high.
I'm more now curious about this surplus that you probably should have if it's you're literally making all these everybody's taxes went up and then all of a sudden you're going to delete it.
But have you ever heard of a government having extra money around? They make sure they spend it every year, right? That's how governments work.
Well, right, and that was the one thing I always hated. I was on the fire department, and our chief would come around on December 1st and goes, "Hey guys, what do we want? Because we still have $20,000 in the budget, and if we don't use it this year,
You lose it.
we lose it for next year."
That's government.
And I'm
That's how it
like,
works.
why couldn't you just say, "Hey, we didn't use it, push it over to the next year"? But that's not the way it works.
No, it's not. They got to spend it.
So
So they just inflate. They hire more staff. They spend more money. They just find ways to spend the money, whether it's effective or not. Probably not. So it really does need to get fixed because it's a ridiculous system. So I'm really glad that something's being done about it, and really happy to be in a state that has common sense and does things that make sense. Yeah, it is nice. I didn't know it was possible.
Right?
Yeah, it is possible. It's possible.
Yeah, it's
So yeah, if you're in the market for investing in properties, this could be a nice little boost for investment. Now, I don't know. They may not apply this to investment properties. So if they just say this is only for homesteaded residential properties, it's not going to help you with your investment property. So and my guess is they will only apply to homestead properties.
well, again, you have some states that are automatically going to be go towards the tenant versus the landlord, and we're one of those.
Minnesota is like that.
Yeah, we're there. I don't want to dive into this, but I'm just going to a little bit. Like they're applying for 2 more months extra for eviction notices
In Minneapolis.
in Minneapolis because of what happened.
Because of ice or what?
Yeah, because of ice, and
Yeah, I read about that. I'm like, it's like COVID. Like we're having COVID over again. What are we doing here?
And again, I get it. I want to. All kinds of people love everybody, but we can't be giving crap away all the time. I'm sorry.
I mean, when I saw that article, I'm like, no one's going to buy an investment property in Minneapolis. You're not going to. No way.
And that's what's buzz killing everything.
And we're trying to sell some duplexes in Minneapolis right now, and they're not selling. Who wants to get into a city that you can't even control your own property?
Yeah, we are on the outskirts right now. People are fighting for the suburbs. No one wants the Minneapolis and St. Paul properties.
Yeah, it just keeps on getting worse. And the Minneapolis city government is run by socialists. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, look it up. It's the truth. So the Socialist Party controls the city of Minneapolis.
It's the same thing. We have issues in St. Paul. We have a friend, good buddy, who the city is always on top of them because, hey, you got to fix your stoop. You got to bring it. Hey, you're the investor. You have the money. You got to bring this 1880 home back to 2026.
New
And I'm like, no, you don't. But they're kind of forcing us to fix things that you're still buying a 100-year-old home. I guess the point being is it's you got to treat everybody fair.
Yeah,
and they're not treating the so-called investors.
Well, it just drives the investors out of the city.
Well, but I don't know if they realize this, Jaden, and they have to. But it's investors that are pulling the city back together.
They're the ones improving the properties.
Properties.
They're driving them out.
So
who's gonna fix the properties up?
I don't know. That's again. Sorry, guys, we didn't mean to go down completely. It's talking about taxes. It's talking about our government, whatever government you're in. Doesn't always fare towards the investor because they think that the investor automatically has the money. Guys, I know way more investors that don't have a dime, but it's the long play. It's not the money right now. It's the money setting themselves up in 20 years.
Yeah, just like farmers. They're paper rich,
Right. And don't ever let a farmer tell you they're broke. Because they might be broke at the minute, they're at the second, but it's the same
They're wealthy.
Thing. They are, and again, it's, I love that image for farmers because darn well they actually had money. So sorry to get back on topic here. Taxes.
So yeah, I think it looks like Florida's going to get rid of taxes. I think it's going to be great for homeowners. My guess is it won't affect investors. So we'll see if it does or not. But
well, I think it
could
it. Because we need to probably dive into it a little bit more. What kind of if it's an investor and you're not a homestead, are you going to have to pay taxes?
Yeah, I think you will still.
Yeah, I mean that's why to me I figured it should be for the residents. Okay, it's a classic you. You live there, you work there, you do different jobs there, your kids go to school there. Yes, you should be
able to own your own home and not pay taxes on it.
You should still be able to own your own home and have a rental property, but I get it. At least maybe it can be half the fee.
Well, I get the taxes on rental property. That makes some sense to me because you're generating revenue, you're generating income off of that. It's kind of another form of income tax. Property tax on a rental is like it's a business.
Oh yeah,
so
that's a good way of looking at it. Yep.
I don't have it as long as you can still pencil the numbers out and still make it work. You're going to include your property taxes in your equations for cash flow, right? And so I don't really have a problem with that. But if you're your own personal home, you should be able to live there and not pay taxes. I've felt like that for years. I just didn't think it was possible. So
Where else is there where you don't pay state
I
in
looked.
Wyoming?
State income tax.
Yeah.
There's a lot of states without tax.
Oh, really?
Tennessee, I don't think has income tax. Texas doesn't.
Well, we're also known as the land of 10,000 taxes.
Yeah,
which-
Minnesota's very high tax. Yeah, I think there's like 10 or 15 states that have no income tax.
Okay.
There's quite a few of them. Yeah, but Florida would be the first with no property tax and no income tax. Yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Weird that Florida will actually beat Texas on doing something like that. Usually Texas is the
Yeah,
one
but I
leading
think
that.
Texas is obviously it's more Republican, but it's there's a wide. I think they still got a lot of Democrats too. I mean, they still have.
Yeah, they must. I think, well, Florida has some Democrats.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple down there somewhere.
Hey, and we're not getting mad at Democrats. Okay, we can all have a conversation.
Yeah,
It's all good.
I like to think of myself as independent, but I definitely lean a little bit more red than blue.
Right. It's more of a purplish color.
Yeah.
Would you say? If you moved it over.
I just like to think that I'm a common sense person.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I think I was telling you this. My daughter was doing some sales training, and she's like, "Dad, I'm really getting tired of watching this. This is all just common sense." And I went up to her and I'm like, "Maddie, problem is most people don't have it, and you have it. That is why you're going. This is boring."
Right.
You know, this is meant to go for everybody, and everybody can watch the video, but you get it. Not everybody has common sense.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Really?" Like, yeah. Most of the world is.
Got to learn it.
Yeah, it's honestly, is it something you learn, or is it something that you just get when you're? I think it's something.
I don't know.
I think it's something you figure out.
Yeah, as you go.
You know, like that shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, you were only in town for, I guess, less than 24
Pretty much
hours.
today.
I'm going to have you back into the airport here
Leaving tomorrow.
in 23 hours. Not that I have a timer at all or
Yeah.
anything, and trying to figure out when you're leaving.
Just wait to boot me out.
Whatever. So yeah, no, thanks for coming, Jaden. I know you flew up here. And today's my birthday, so let's just, happy birthday me. Yay. It's 51 years old. It's hard to believe, but you know what? This birthday's already going better than my 50th. It was hard turning 50. I don't know why.
Yeah, that would be
but
hard.
It's,
I'll tell you in 6 years.
you'll be there, and I'll be the first one. Hey, buddy, how you feeling? How you doing? It's But no, thanks for coming up. Thanks for hanging out on the birthday. I don't know when the next time you'll be up here, but yeah, it's always great to have you here and get to the studio and start talking. So
Yep.
Brady, you got any other things that we should probably chat about, or you're golden?
I'm good if you're good.
All right.
We're good.
So hey guys, again, thanks for like our product or like our whatever this
Podcast.
podcast. Thank you. I don't know. I'm mumbling for whatever reason. Thanks for listening. We really do appreciate it. I hope it's easy to listen to. I hope we come across the way we're supposed to come across. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, let's get you on a phone call. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out how we can help you be successful also.
Yep.
So just remember, we made the mistakes.
So you don't have to.
Thanks, guys.